Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Tin Man's Core channel. I'm your host, Jeffrey Tin Man Taylor, and today I'm reacting to my brand new scary storyteller channel for you guys. This guy's channel is called Shining Gold Tales, and I would like to thank Shane Delaney V4C for suggesting this guy to me. And the first video I'll be reacting to is 3 True Creepy Encounter Horror Stories. So without further ado, I'm going to turn these lights off, move the camera up here for you guys, and let's get this reaction on the road and in the bag, shall we? Okay, here we go.
Last night at around 11 p.m., I was going for a walk around my neighborhood.
Okay.
My town is relatively safe, so I didn't feel that I was in any danger. I had been walking for around 5 minutes when a pale woman with blonde hair and a white dress caught my eye from across the street. She was about my height and looked to be around my age too. I didn't pay attention to her after I first noticed her. After I circled the block again, she was on the same street a couple feet in front of me. She was standing on the curb, staring at the cars passing by. It was a main road, so it was still fairly busy even at this hour. I said hello to her, and she looked at me. I couldn't see her face very well, but from what I could tell, she had no pupils or color in her eyes.
Okay, that'd be scary. If she don't have no color or pupil in her eyes, that tells you that she's either on some bad medication that really messed her up, or she's possessed by a demon. Oh boy, this guy needs to go ahead and move away from her quick, if that's the case.
She just stared at me. After a few seconds, I asked if she was okay. She didn't answer, but simply pointed at the road. I was really confused and didn't understand. As a car was about to pass us on the street, she stepped in front of it. The car slammed into her, but somehow it didn't make a sound. The driver immediately stopped and jumped out. He was a man in his mid-20s. We both spoke about it, freaking out. He called the police, and I went around the car to see the state of the girl. Once I circled around the car, she was gone. Not gone as in dead. Gone as in she just wasn't there.
What? How's that impossible? I mean, no normal person would get up from a hit from a car like that and vanish without you even noticing it. So maybe this person's not even possessed. She probably might be a ghost. I mean, I just don't know. This is already mind-boggling to me.
The blood on the road was gone too, but the blood on his car remained. After the police arrived, they concluded that it was just some hoax by a kid and some guy who went along with it. The blood on the car was tested, and they determined that it was just red paint. With that, the case was closed. I'm still not sure if what happened was real. I don't believe in the paranormal, but this one is hard to explain. I may never understand what took place on that evening, and some part of me hopes that I never will.
Yeah, at this point, I don't even know if I want to know about what just happened there. But if the blood that was on the car turned out to be paint, then this person might not be a ghost and just prank these guys. But that ain't funny, because there ain't no way a ghost can, get a hold of red paint just to make it look like blood on the car. But I'm still kind of baffled about where that person went to. I mean, she got hit by the car, or she faked getting hit by just tapping the grill of the car and fall down. They would have noticed if she slid underneath the car and bolted somewhere. Man, this is really puzzling and disturbing at the same time. I know that guy was glad that he did not witness no accidental murder by a car, but it's still spooky.
I'm a 15-year-old Irish guy named Ross. I go to school in Ireland, and I'm now in my 3rd year. At the start of my 2nd year, a new fella joined the school. I was in charge of showing him around, and we've been good friends ever since. He's Portuguese, and his name is Tiago. He had a very distinct school bag, which was fairly small and bright red. He's a bit shorter than me. His hair is quite short and brown in color. This will become important later. I was upstairs at the school. It was break time, and I was going to my group's usual spot, a section of the hallway where some of our lockers were. I turned a corner and saw Tiago walking along the hallway.
Before he continues, it'd be kind of strange going to a school that have their lockers kind of like in a tower formation like this picture right here. Because you'd be like going up a incline just trying to find your locker instead of going straight down the hallway. But why do I get the feeling that this new student that showed up and he was showing around might end up being in trouble? But I don't want to jump into any conclusions, so let's continue on with the story, see what happens next.
This was weird because at the distance I was from him, I would have seen him come up the stairs. I was a little confused, but I didn't think much of it at the time. I started walking quickly to catch up with him. There was another corner coming up. He rounded it when I was not far behind him. When I turned, however, he wasn't there. There was a staircase going back down and two bathrooms, one for the lads and one for the lassies, but no Tiago. Considering how close I was behind him, he would have had to sprint towards and then jump down the stairs, or jog into the bathroom. If he went for the stairs, I would have heard. He must be in the bathroom, I thought. There was a bench nearby. I took a seat and waited. Tiago was the first other person in our group to arrive. He rounded the corner and put his bag down. It was then that I realized that he didn't come out of the bathroom. "Have you already been over there?" I asked. "No, I just came from the gym." The gym was in the opposite direction, and he had no reason to lie. "I know what you must be thinking. It was someone else. First of all, the person I saw looked exactly the same as my friend from the back. Second, no one else in the school has that bag. Third, the only place that the person could have gone without sprinting down the stairs would have been into the bathroom, and no one came out of the bathroom that I didn't see enter it. Finally, my friend is a fairly distinct character. Not many people have the same body type as him. This may not be the most horrifying story in the world, but I do believe it to be due to a glitch in the Matrix."
Oh, here we go. Someone saying that this event is something to do with a glitch in the Matrix. I mean, come on. I don't believe that we're in some sort of a Matrix bubble in our universe, but it makes you wonder if that boy went into the bathroom and somehow made it back without coming out of the bathroom to scare the crap out of him. I don't know. That's sort of weird unless he was able to go out the window and come back through the other way and act like he was leaving the gym. But why would he lie about that? There's so many red flags in this story. All right, let's get to story number 3.
I spent a year backpacking through Australia after I graduated from college. I had my ups and downs while I was there. My personality is very introverted, so I struggled somewhat with the social aspect of the nomad lifestyle. Overall, though, I would say that it was a positive experience for me. My friend Ryan from back home was also backpacking in the land down under, and our paths happened to cross. At the time of this incident, we were staying near the beach of a small town called Byron Bay. We decided to stay at a campground since we already had camping gear and we were happy to save the money. $20 a night for a bed at a hostel was too pricey for us, apparently. Byron Bay is a wonderful place, and it seems to find its way onto almost every backpacker's to-do list. Besides the incredible natural beauty of the area, it's also known as quite a party town for the young crowd. The party scene didn't interest me much, to be honest, but back then, I would at least try to be more social. Ryan and I decided to go to a bar one night. It was about a 45-minute walk down mostly country roads to get to the main area of the town. We managed to get there before dark, which was good because the roads were mostly unlit. We paid no consideration, however, to how we were going to get back. Smart, I know. We spent the evening drinking mediocre beer and suffering through the head-pounding effects of music that was way too loud for me. By the time we left, it was after midnight. It was, of course, too dark to walk back the way we came. After some discussion, we decided that since our campground is on the beach, all we would need to do is walk along the water until we saw the bright neon sign that hangs above the main entrance. I suppose we could have taken a taxi, but we were both very cheap and stingy with money. Also, the beauty of the beach under the moonlight was far too tempting to pass up. We had walked for around half an hour, and we were at a section of the beach that does not see a lot of traffic. That is why I was surprised to see something in the water. It was hard to tell, but it looked like a person standing in the ocean, off in the distance. I was sure my mind was playing tricks on me. I'm definitely not a believer in the supernatural, so I was not too concerned about that. Also, the idea of a criminal or murderer standing in the ocean waiting for some unlucky person to pass by seemed far too unlikely to be scary. My mind was definitely playing tricks on me. The combination of alcohol and exhaustion was causing me to see things that weren't there. Looking to set my mind at ease, I asked Ryan, "Do you see that?" "See what?" he replied. Then I pointed out to where I thought I could see a man standing in the water, probably 100 or 200 meters ahead of us, just off the shore. "I don't think so," he muttered. At this point, it was far enough that neither of us were sure if there was anything there. We kept walking, and after another minute, Ryan said, "Oh, now I see it. It looks like a guy standing in the ocean." With that, I realized that it was not a figment of my imagination. Something was there. We both saw it. With every step, it became clearer and clearer that what we were seeing was the silhouette of a man standing waist deep in the ocean. His long shadow cast towards us, propelled by the bright moon. We should have just turned around, but our curiosity got the better of us. If ghosts were real, we wanted to know. As we trudged closer, our heartbeats quickened. It was now undeniable. We were looking at the dark figure in the shape of a man. As we approached, he turned around and spoke to us. "How you going, mates?" said the man, as he adjusted his fishing pole. Stunned by a mixture of relief and confusion, Ryan squeezed out an awkward, "Good. I guess the best fish come out at night." We looked at each other, embarrassed at how frightened we were. We had a few good laughs as we walked the rest of the way to the campground. I have always considered myself a man of science, and that I need evidence to accept extraordinary things. For a few minutes, however, I questioned everything I thought I knew about reality, and although I wouldn't say that I'm a believer, I'm beginning to understand those who are.
Yep, that was weird because nobody would be fishing at night. So it might be a fisherman that might have died in the water. You never know. Also, I deeply enjoyed that video, so I'm going to be reacting to this guy's channel from here on out as well. So thank you again, Shane Delay V4C, for suggesting this guy to me. And the next video I'll be reacting to from his channel is To Mysterious Creature. So stay tuned for that video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on those post notifications for more Shiny Gold Tales reactions like this. This has been another successful installment of the Tin Man Score channel. I'm your host, Jeffrey Tin Man Taylor. I say that's a wrap, and have a nice day.